better centered hook.
Better. John Winks, what's going on? Still kind of trying to tune how this looks. That's a little better. Audio working? You able to hear me? It's fucking hot as shit, man, all week. So hot. So glad it's over. Well, at least for a couple days, right? What do you got going on for the weekend? Anything exciting? Anything cool?
I just thought about all the people, how much they were suffering for EAA.
Audio's clear, perfect. Figured we had some time to get alive in. I need to try to do better. I know a lot of people are real religious about doing it, and I commend them for it. But yeah, everywhere I think it's hot as fuck, dude. Just I can't even imagine Florida in the summer, how hot it is.
Or like Arizona,
You know,
Nevada.
I don't know if it's better to have cold ass winters or scorching ass summers.
Yeah.
At least when it's hot, unless you're at work, if they frown on it, but you get naked, right? Go run around. Shadow, what's going on? How are you doing? I appreciate it, man. Definitely use all the support and love we can get. What, curiosity, what is the humidity today? Pull up your weather and tell me what your dew point's at right now. Pull up your weather, I'm curious where we're at. You know, Wisconsin has exactly 2 seasons.
63 degrees. 63.
Dew point?
Yeah,
So what's the real
50% humidity.
Huh?
50% humidity.
50% humidity. What, 83?
63 for dew point.
What's the temperature?
84 feels like 83. Yeah, the air quality warning.
Yeah, air quality warning. Yeah, way too hot, man. Wisconsin goes from 10 below to 80 degrees above.
Yeah.
With a shitload of humidity. Fat white guys aren't meant to be this hot.
A couple years ago when I looked, the average temp for that year was like 45 degrees.
Yeah. What kind of guns are these? Kind of early. Hang on for a little while. I don't wanna spill my load all at once. Gotta last. 50% humidity. It feels like 195%. Yeah. Would you say we were 50?
I think that's what it was. It was 50.
50 with a 65 degree Fahrenheit dew point. Hot as balls. That's what I know. So you'll have to tell me a little bit more about you don't have to tell me where you live, John, like no street address or anything, but do you live like towards any of the big swamps? You live on the coastal side, center side, the ball sack, shaft? Sorry. I know some Florida people get sensitive. I asked my boss that, he's from Florida. I asked him if he was from the sack side or the shaft side. He got pretty pissed, and then he told me he was from the tip. So whatever that means, you know, he didn't find it funny, but he did tell me he was from the tip. I live in Swampland Central. Yeah, so it's even stickier.
Yeah.
If you only keep one of these guns, which one would it be? Of all them, it'd be my Glock 17. Easy answer. Yeah. Got plans for the weekend, John? Lethal, I do appreciate you coming in. Like I said, my Glock 17. I've had it a long time, a lot of rounds through it. It's actually a gun that I would never get rid of. The only way I'd get rid of it is if it broke. And I don't mean like recoil, spring, or barrel or something. The frame would have to crack. Or the slide. We should have put Harley's shadow system on. I forgot that. Oh boy. I think we gotta go shooting for a little bit tomorrow. You're jealous we can't have handguns in Canada anymore. I feel for you guys. It's not lethal, it's not too late. You can become the 51st state. I don't think that's officially off the table. I think we're gonna go shoot tomorrow for just to get a little footage of them. The holsters that Arizona Kid sent. And then on Sunday we have a steel challenge match. How come you got different legs up on that?
No, they're all the same ones.
We're in Canada. I'm in Alberta, so it might happen. There you go.
Isn't Alberta the one that has no rats around?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it is.
I have to ask him.
Yeah. They're the only place in the world other than Antarctica that has none.
Lethal, is that true? My son was trying to say that Alberta doesn't have any rats. Yeah. The one in the back, yeah, that's 357 38 special. So shoot either cartridge you want. I'm not a fan of shooting 38 special. If I bust out a wheel gun, I want, just like my wife, she wants the Magnum. You know, that's true. Alberta's really.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. From what I heard, they actually have a patrol that will go around the border of their.
John, you just noticed the Thompson? Fucking buddy.
And they'll actually exterminate them.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. Leto. How are you doing? You got the 44 airway? That's alright. They're good shooting guns, right? Yep, that's the Volkorstrom Black Mamba up there. Kind of a sexy little gun, huh? Well, you haven't shot it yet, John? Finger, I appreciate you jumping in. I'll say this a million times, but y'all be kind and double tap the screen. Came with 80 rounds, no sir, first big bore handgun. Got it yesterday. There you go. It's not the M1911, it's an A1911. But macadam, I don't know if I said that right. Shim out is pretty easy. How are you doing? Appreciate you joining. I have fun with slugs, so I'm sure this will scratch my magnum itch. Big bore handguns are always fun to shoot. You generally don't shoot a lot of them, but they're fun to shoot. Kyle, yes, I have lots of cans. I don't show any Form 3 shit or Form 4, Form 1. No NFA items on this. YouTube gets to be some real pricks when you start doing that. Focus, how are you doing, man? How's your day going? Glad to see you stop by. Got plans for the weekend? Good, chilling. You work this weekend? That's gay. I've been lucky. I haven't had to work any weekends in a while. When we get a little closer to October, we will. So then they try to make their year end. But for another few weeks, we should be smooth sailing. But working during the week this time was hot enough. We had last weekend off, so we're in rotation. Yeah, that sucks. What do you do? What do you do for a living? I probably asked you this. I know we've talked before, but short-term memory loss. Retail. There you go. Yeah, it's Friday. It was a long week. I was ready for it to end. D-Dog, what's going on? How are you doing? Did you get to the range? Is your 1911 work, or does it go full auto? If it goes full auto, don't tell us that, because, you know. Yeah. Are you done with work too now for the weekend, D-Dog? It was between that and a performance center, Smith & Wesson. Texas Gun Traders. I could only find the PC when searching 44 without the period. Glad I waited. Almost got a Rossi. Very happy with Smith & Wesson. Yeah, you'll have fun with that. It'll be fun to shoot. You'll have to come back and tell me if you fired all 80 rounds. I'm gonna guess, maybe you're different than me, but usually about 25 rounds, I'm done. I'm all done shooting it. I always save the big stuff for at the end of the range session, or try to, because I end up flinching. LOL, no, I didn't get to the range. I need to buy ammo for that too. There you go. Getting ready for the sectional tomorrow. But you didn't go to the range and shoot. That's kind of, I mean, you're planning like I plan. Like, everything's reactive. What's the purple? The purple is a Ruger 2245 light with a Tandem Cross lower. It's a Chatua. Did I say that right? Chatua? Glip box. I absolutely have a hard time saying whatever word that is. It's not a Wisconsin word.
Or feedback, no.
The
Yeah,
Ruger. I appreciate it. Yeah, we don't shoot the Thompson very much. That was just one of them things that I wanted to have. It's a 45. There's
Zula?
Chatula.
Okay.
Yeah, Chatula. Yeah, just dry and fire for now. I heard there's going to be a lot of poppers on the move at distance tomorrow. Well, that'll be alright though. It is. I wish that the stocks on them were shorter. No, I don't know what one you're thinking is a Scorpion. No, there's a Thompson, there's an M1A, and then pistols. John's Arsenal, like 4 months ago, said he was going to send me a Thompson stock he had. And I want one just to cut off a couple inches. It would make the gun much more shootable. But definitely report back. Purpose lifting weight says targets. and pull short, so I'll be sure to have my glasses on and go through if we still. Do me a favor, John. Just go to the channel. Leave me a comment in a short, then I can find your channel. Otherwise, what's a good holster for the CZ Tactical Sport 2 with the gas pedal? Double Alpha Racer XI. That's a limited / open holster. So, what is that gray pistol below the camo Glock? CZ Shadow 2. Yeah, there's a couple Rugers up there. 3 of them. Well, 2.5. But Nick, hi, double Alpha Racer XI. They're not cheap, but if you have a gas pedal, it's kind of where you want to be. Gun's not legal for IDP, it's USPSA anyway, so run a good open holster. That's what I was thinking of. Don't know why I said Scorpion. I meant Shadow. Yeah, it's CZ Shadow 2. Yep, there's a couple 2245s. Yeah, it's funny, Jordan, because a lot of people say that they think it's airsoft, but no, that's the real deal. Tandem Cross, that's their lower. I know Tandem Cross makes lowers for airsoft guns too. They look similar, and I've seen some of the. Trying to think of the name of it. It'll come to me, or somebody will say it at some point. Yo, what's the purple gun? That's a Ruger 2245 Light with a Tandem Cross lower. It's their Chitula. That's a hard word to pronounce.
It's a TH, that's why I think it was like Cthulhu.
Huh? Chitula. Chula?
CTH.
I don't know. Got two 2245s. They're badass. Yeah, we have the two. Yep, nice airsoft collection. Appreciate that. Coolest airsoft collection on the internet. Seventh, I appreciate you. I do. I have a few. Is that a Ruger Mark IV next to it? Next to which one? Oh, yeah, that's so the black one. The black one is their 2245 Light. I think it's the one they put on their tactical. And then the gray one too. That's based off of a 2245. It's Black Mamba. So Tandem Cross was gracious enough to donate me that lower on the purple gun. So when we got that, I built out the other gun for my son. So ammo. What's going on? All right, man. I appreciate you, Focus. You have a good day. Stay cool. Stay hydrated. Sorry you got to work the weekend. That's lame. Jason, what do you have? Which models do you have? I know you said 2245, but is it the light? Is it the tactical? Is it, what do you mean working? I didn't think electricians did that. I thought you guys just showed up, dumped stuff all over everywhere, drilled holes where they weren't supposed to have holes drilled, and then left. Isn't that what electricians do?
That's what I thought.
That's what I thought. I don't know if I ever actually saw an electrician working. Tactical and heavy barrel, yeah. Tactical doesn't have a rail. Now I'm gonna look it up. Look up the tactical. Make sure I'm even saying it's the right gun. I honestly don't know what that was. That upper we got from from Volkorstern. They have them in their clearance section, so it's a brand new upper. But like I said, Tandem Cross, they donated me the lower, so I took the lower that wasn't being used, and then I bought that upper. They donated the bolt, so we did that too. Rail on bottom and top. Okay, so it's not tactical. Just the regular 2245, I guess.
Yeah.
See, I just learned something. I didn't know. I never even looked it up. But if you're looking for more uppers, check out Volkorstren and their clearance section. They're brand new.
Yeah, that's just a regular model.
Oh, just regular model. Huh?
Oh well.
What just happened? My shit just go dead? Everything just went dead for a second. Are all you still there? Everything went black.
I think that was just the TV.
For GFCI, what's a GFCI? I don't know what a GFCI is. Here, okay. Yeah, it was weird. Everything went black for a second. I don't know what that was. Weird. Yeah, see, this shit's like buffering, ain't it?
Yeah, it's TV though.
It's just TV.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Yeah, the Ruger are pretty decent guns. I like their pistols. Prime, how are you doing? How you been? What's going on? Big plans for the weekend? No buffer, I'll bet on this end. Yeah. Ground fault circuit interrupter. Oh, for like around water sources. It's like what you have in the bathroom, right? It's an all, yeah. That's the one where you have to have it in your bathroom or like around sinks and shit. I don't know much about electricity. I know it turns the lights on. That's about it.
Yeah.
I know I don't like to play with electricity. That never goes well. Heard your guns, okay. Yeah. Ammo, are you posting your live while you work? Yes, they should be within 6 feet of a water source to prevent shorts. Yeah. So I don't know if you're familiar with Ammo Alchemist, but he was in here. He's an electrician. At least he says he is. I'm pretty sure he's an ammo reloader and an ice cream denier. When I got home, my daughter wanted ice cream too. So. I was giving him shit because he was doing his live the other day and his son was asking for ice cream. He's like, no! I'm like, come on. So I've just been joshing him. I've been joshing him for it. Ammo's good people. Probably, he's one of them genuine type of guys, you know? He just sharing what he enjoys doing. But if I can get a chance to give somebody a hard time, I'm going to always give them a hard time. Airsoft collection. No, but okay. I'm amazed how many people can look at real firearms and not realize they're real firearms. What is the gun with the red handle second row? That is a Wesson DWX. Nope, that's not internally suppressed. That's it's a sleeve, and they did it to lighten up the weight of the gun. 203 people watching. Well, make sure y'all do me a solid, man. Double tap that screen. No, it's it's a table. No, Baba. It's they're not. They're real. CZ Fast Pistol. Yep, CZs are good stuff. They're good competition guns. So, some of their stuff would work great for concealed carry or that type of stuff, and some of their stuff not. But they're one of the few manufacturers that have like a service side of their company where, you know, concealed carry, law enforcement, just general range use, and then they have the other side where they're real, you know, competition orientated. So it's really good. Alex, you are funny. See the real, yeah. You can put a little banner that says not airsoft. Yeah, I'm not gonna put a little banner up. The bottle behind the M1 is definitely airsoft. The bottle. Okay. Let's see. Favorite caliber to carry: 9mm, 124 grain Hydroshock plus P. That's not a replica. It's a real Thompson. It's a 1927 A1 Deluxe, made by Auto Ordnance. I don't know how you get any more authentic than that. Let me see the Uzi. Hang on for 5 minutes and I'll show you the Uzi. Thoughts on SIG 365, first time gun owner? I don't know that I would be able to give you an honest thing. I have some strong opinions about SIG. I'm not going to say that 365 is or isn't a good gun, but my opinion would cloud my judgment, right? What's your favorite model? What's my favorite model? What? My favorite. So yeah, I need to know what model. Favorite 9 to carry. I carry a Glock 26, Gen 5 Glock 26. I've carried a Gen 4, a Gen 3, and now a Gen 5. I appreciate you liking my penis. At least somebody does. My wife hates it. She never even looks it in the eye when she talks to it. I just tell her, whip it out, I'm like, look me in the eye! And she won't. And then I gotta tell her, stop trying to talk with a full mouth. What would you recommend for a first-time gun owner? Carry. So me personally, I tell people to get a Glock. It's hard to go wrong with a Glock. It really is. You know, Glock 19, Glock 26, Glock 43X, something on them lines. A lot of people like the Smith & Wessons and stuff. I don't own any of them, so I can't speak for it. Used to carry a Mark IV. There you go. The gold Beretta is butter. Oh, we love butter on this channel. Do you have a Glock? Yeah, there's a Glock on the table. The gold gun is a Gerson. There you go, John. I wasn't going to correct him, but I appreciate you. Yeah, the government can come for them all they want. Why no Smith & Wesson? I just don't own any Smith & Wesson. So, like a lot of people, they try to check the boxes. You know, I gotta have one of each different manufacturers. I have a variety of firearms, but I just get what I like, what I'm gonna use, or think I'm gonna use. What your favorite generation on the Glock? I would say Gen 3 is probably the best. The Gen 2 Glocks, I like the grip on them. I think they're similar to what the Gen 5s are now. But why does my 1911 jam so often? I don't know. Probably limp wristed, would be my guess. What do you think of the SR9? Never handled one, never looked at one. So I can't give you an opinion on that either. Canics have great triggers, and then there's crickets in the background. The second from the left is DWX. Nice. Government comes for them. Come on. Yeah. Government can come all they want. Oh God, I'm coming too. How about a Glock 26? I have a Glock 26. Gen 4 is the best. I don't know about that. Everybody has an opinion though. I mean, do they make a gun that shoots sideways? Yes. Yes, they do, and I have one. You have to check the other lives. The optics mounted sideways on it. Glock, probably over 1911. Any thoughts on Brennan O'Hara's 50? No. I wouldn't mind having one, but they're not going to be cheap. Try new clips. Yep, Crap Factory. Is a Shadow 2 carry or compact any better than PCR? I don't know. The Shadow 2 compact is heavy. It's a very heavy gun. Any of the CZs with the decocker, the triggers are kind of dog shit. So that's what I can tell you about that. Is the white and black one a CZ Shadow? It is. 333, my 1911 runs floss. Yeah, mine run too. There's a 357 on the table. What is the worst gun in the industry? SIG 320. I want a Brown and High Point. SIG 320 has a higher body count than fucking High Point, for God's sakes. Wilson Combat Clips are money. Yeah, Wilson Combat Clips. Chip McCormick. I remember probably the two I would tell you to go to. Mechgar makes really good makes.
We just had
Taurus.
200 viewers.
Huh?
We just had over 200 viewers.
Cool. Taurus revolver would be the worst. I don't know. I do own a Taurus revolver. It's not a bad gun. You get that Mac, I get a MPA. Okay. I guess if you want Idiosas and I want Adidas, kind of the same thing. Bro, I had an M18 and that thing discharged, sold that damn thing at 320 line. Yeah, you know, SIG needs to cut losses. Rubbish. How are you doing, man? I'll whip it. I'll whip it out only. Yeah, when in doubt, man. When in doubt, just pull it out. 44 Magnum Taurus. Yeah, the Taurus isn't bad. You know, some of their stuff. I mean, it hits a price point, but it works. They have good warranties. You know, they haven't been like some of the Tauruses I've had haven't been like the most accurate things, but they're still decent guns. Gold one Beretta, like in the movie. What is the gin on the right? Second closest. The gun on the right is a Wesson DWX. Let's see. Whip it out. Yep, I agree. Is that a Smith & Wesson? No, it's a Ruger GP100. D-Dog is back. I was looking at scores from today's shooters. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Setting the bar high. Have you ever looked at a Bull Cherokee? I haven't. I'm not sure what it is. Got the Mac out today? Yep, it's out there. So I at one point I had a 17L, and I should have read the rules before I bought it. It wasn't legal for the stuff I wanted to use. That would be a 1927. Now what the actual year of production is, I don't know. I've had the gun for a few years, so it's a 1927 deluxe model, but it doesn't mean it was made in 1927. Otherwise it'd be full auto and have the, what is it, 10.3 or 10.2 or something inch barrel.
Something like that, yeah.
You have a bar? No, I don't have a bar. Where's the Glock? The Glock's on the table, man. I mean, it's kind of sticking right out. You can't miss it. Now, what about the Glock 40 long slide 10mm? I've never handled one. I never shot one. So, the Glock I have right now, my long slide is a 34. So, you know, found it. Never mind. There you go. It's hiding. Peekaboo.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
because of it being
I said I found. Man, all the times as a gentleman you hear, that's the wrong hole. No, it's not. It's never the wrong hole. If it slides in, hey, whip it out, man. Whip it out. Thoughts on your Mac, and do you like Big Macs? Big Macs? Nah, not really. Thoughts on that Mac? I've had a long time. It works. It's broken hammers, several of them now, but it's you know, they're known for it. Who cares about Glocks when, right? Cooking with love. How are you doing, man? I imagine you're at work, so hope your day's going good for you. I heard people who like the Glock 44 are like, man, it's never the wrong hole. Yeah, never the wrong hole. What's the purple one? That's a Ruger 2245 Light with a Tandem Cross lower, Tandem Cross bulk carrier, Tandem Cross charging handle. It's their Chitua. I'm gonna stutter on that word every time I try to say it. Chitula. I think that's how you say it. Why you Americans brag about guns like your heroes fight? Hey man, as an American, we can brag about our 2-inch cock too, but you don't hear us talking about your little 1-inch English pecker. And we won't even count the foreskin that they lob off yet. I'm a hard 2 inches without the foreskin. How much is that little revolver? They're not very expensive, but we can't discuss prices on lives. Sweet Mac, appreciate you. Hey, if y'all haven't been and you're still here, double tap that screen. Throw some likes up on this for me. It helps. Who's bragging? Go eat some beans and toast. Yes. Fight with your hands, bro. It's 2025, not the Stone Age. Yeah. I know, dude. I almost pass out when it gets there too. I gotta be careful. I gotta use that sparingly. Can't just. That's a lot of power for one man to swing around. It's not about having rights, not bragging. The purple one is the factory or cost. So the purple upper there that you're seeing, that's a factory option. That's a Lipsy special. So there's no iron sights. It comes with the optic mounted on it. But the lower is from Tandem Cross. How does the DWX? The DWX, so they're different, right? The DWX is a straight pulled back trigger like a 1911. And on 1911s, there is a little bit of mush there before you get to a wall. On the Shadow 2, in single action, there's not really any take up at all. It's just a couple pounds of pressure and it pops. So there's a slight difference that way. They both have good triggers. Gun tool can plenty of hands. Are those toy cans, toy guns, can I get those? Yeah, you can buy them definitely at Walmart. Go to the help desk, tell them what you're looking for, they'll hook you up. Papa's Pew Pews, how are you doing? Almost missed you. New Mexico University just got hit. Just got hit with what? Pull that up, see what he's talking about. You got a DWX carry, nice piece. Yeah, I've looked at the carry a bunch of times. They're compacted. I do like them. I just don't know if I like them. I wouldn't carry it. It's too heavy to carry, my opinion. Where's the boy gonna start making content with Go? We were playing with it last night. We'll have stuff posted this weekend. We'll do match footage on Sunday with it. Looks like man, I got 2 inches. I need all the extra help I can get. That's, mind you, that's hard and without foreskin. Joshua Gomez, hi. Is it possible to maybe get a bore in the U.S.? I don't know myself. I don't know what you mean by that.
Oh,
just drop like a comment. I appreciate it, man. I do.
Shooting.
It was a shooting?
Yeah.
Really? Huh. Well, let's hope it was a bunch of crackheads. Tea fried fish. I love a portion. Hope to get one soon. Baiting on the roof. So you won't be disappointed with the Mark IV Tactical, and there's a lot of good stuff out there. Check out Tandem Cross. Check out Electrician. They both sell parts for a factory gun that, I mean, they really do help it. I'm glad we should all be proud gun owners. Man, you can be proud of anything in America. You can be a proud Democrat. You can be a proud trans. You can be a proud Mexican, Asian, whatever. But the one thing you don't have the right to, nobody has the right to be proud of owning firearms and being a man. And I won't say the rest. Where is this, Canada? Absolutely. It's actually, we're in Tijuana, Mexico. We are next in line for the Donkey Show. And I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun. What's better, a cheap ammo pistol or a cheap ammo rifle? If you're a new shooter, start with a rifle. No, I don't have a Beretta APX. On the Uzi, you got a silencer? Yes, it's got a can. Who wants the girlfriend? I'll just buy an hour at a time. I mean, it's not like I want to cuddle or have conversation. And that leaves, if you do an hour at a time, that leaves exactly 57 minutes for her to make a sandwich, clean the house, and make the bed. And rub your feet with butter. Is that actual Thompson 45? Yes, it's actual Thompson 45. Facts. I don't know what you're trying to say there. Oh, facts. Do you have a Taurus G2? I don't. I don't own a Taurus G2. No, that's a M1A1. I'm sorry. It's a M1A Scout Squad. It's an 18-inch barrel Springfield Armory M1A. Didn't see the Thompson back there, oldie but goodie. I knew some YNs in Chicago that would love that. Yeah, I don't know if they'd know how to work it, but I love you, clown gun culture freaks. Y'all just advertising for home armor. Yeah, you're right, man. You know, you should hang out and see what we do next. But it's all right. Not everybody's meant to have 2 inches, so there's hope for you, little buddy. My dad had an M9 Beretta in the Marines. Yeah, that was the carry pistol for years. What's the Mac back there? I got a M12. It's the M11, so it's the 9mm version. Bro, who the hell is going to break into someone's house? Yeah, see, I'm not worried about that. Can I be your human commode? I mean, that sounds a little personal. Like on the first date, are you buying dinner or am I buying dinner? I won't say no. I want to know if I'm getting a meal out of this. What's up with those pistons with, I didn't even read all that. Gade, yeah. Anything wrong? Why don't you bring that over here so I can read that? Ain't nothing wrong with exercising your second minute. No. See, the thing is you probably go to his page and he probably has some liberal shit on there. He's the type of person who probably has 2 moms, lives at home in the basement, 40 years old, still goes to the bathroom and sits down to pee. Can I show the app from the left? You're probably right, probably wouldn't know how to work it. They can barely hit anything with, yeah, you know, gave the sage. Yeah. If I'm missing anybody's comments, I apologize. They're just scrolling. So let's see. I must know. Is it better if I get a pistol? Or it depends what you want to do with it. It's better to start with the rifle. So the reason you might want to start with a rifle is to actually learn firearm safety, firearm discipline, and learn how to hit something. Ultra Fire, how are you doing, man? I appreciate you stopping in. A lot like you. Yep. Gay. Sniper, I don't know what you mean by a sniper. How's reliability on the M1A? I've been thinking about picking one up. So mine's been fine. It's a good shooter. The Scout Squad that has the national match sights, has the national match trigger. You see no optic on it. So we shoot steel plates, 400 or 500 yards. Now you're not shooting a 2-inch group, right? It's not a sub MOA gun. But it's accurate. Now he's got 3 deads for sure. He would be a little more masculine with 2 dikes. Yeah, you're probably right. I won't disagree with you there. Maybe he'll come back and tell us how his dad say he's special.
I tell him how he's special.
I'm special. Have you got a 357 Magnum? Yeah, there's one on the table, man. What's the purple one? The purple one is a Ruger 2245 Light. It was a Lipsy Special. It's got the Tandem Cross lower, Tandem Cross bolt carrier, Tandem Cross charging handle. When do you start airsoft? I don't know. I've played it a few times, but you want to come play airsoft with me? I'll pick one of my airsoft guns. You can pick one of yours, and I bet you I know who will win. I just answered the purple one. Johnny B, what's going on, man? How are you doing? How's your day going? You surviving the heat? Are you a pistol, shotgun, or a rifle guy for home defense? Really, if I pulled out a firearm for home defense, that would just be for mercy. I have three big American bulldogs, and they are not friendly. No. I'd like to say they're friendly, but they're not friendly. So if I actually had an opportunity to shoot somebody, it would be just for mercy. I mean, it'd be putting them out of their misery. Valprezo, I don't know what you're saying. These kids, that's all right, man. Let them do their thing. See if John Winks, you still here? Chime in once. I want to make sure. He should be a moderator. He's a moderator, isn't he? John, if you're still here, let me know. It says CZ TSO. Yeah, there's two of them. The TSO and then the TSO2. If you like the TSOs, then I should bust out the checkmates. I have a couple check. Yeah, you're mod. John, I give you full blessing to spank people if you want. Don't get too excited though, because it does hurt the algorithms. So use your judgment, sir. I trust in you. I love the look of those Rugers. Yeah, Rugers are all right. You know, before. So the first style pistol like that I bought was a Mark I, an original first year production. No, it wasn't, was it? We got the Black Mamba was the first one. So I always.
I thought we had the Mark I first.
No, I had the Black Mamba first. Being left-handed, I never cared much for the Rugers because they had just the safety on the left side of the firearm. But when I bought my Black Mamba, they have the ambi safety, and now my daughters and my sons, so I do like them. I think I would have liked the guns way back when, but they just weren't something I could shoot. Just watched the live news. It sounds like a robbery early morning at the college. 2 pewed, 1 didn't make. Assailants still on the loose. That's too bad. Hopefully they were all criminals. Hopefully they were, deserving. But if they didn't, deepest sympathy goes to them. That's why you need to stay strapped, man. When in doubt, whip it out. Is the purple one a 1022? No, the purple one is a Ruger 2245 Light. The 1022s, they're rifles. So there is some, like the 1022 Charger is a pistol, but they're large. They're very large guns. How you digging the Dan Wesson? The Dan Wesson's alright. I need more time with it. We have a few thousand rounds through it. I've had the gun for, 7, 8, 9 months now. Towards the end of summer here we'll start transitioning into that firearm. I bought it. We shot a little bit. I did enjoy it. But that's about all I can say. I would like to say more good about it, and I'm sure it's deserving. I just don't have time behind the trigger on it. Is that a Remington New Line #1? No. MB bro, I didn't hear your thoughts on the. Oh, I'm sorry, man. I saw your comment and I kind of skipped right over it. Sorry. The Brown and High Powers are pretty slick. Nobody can deny that. They're nice guns. What brand ammo to avoid? Depends on what you're buying. Like, if you have a bolt action rifle, run the stuff. If you have good semi-automatic rifles, you got to use quality ammunition. Same with pistols. If you buy the dirt cheapest ammo you can get, then you're probably going to have some issues, and that should be acceptable, right? I just got my first competition pistol from Staccato, but Weston is calling my name. What Staccato did you get? Move. I don't know what German-looking thing you're talking about. Maybe you're talking about the Ruger Mark IVs. And it's funny when people say that they look like a German pistol because they weren't designed that way. They were actually modeled off of the Baby Nambu, a Japanese pistol.
It's possibly, it could be the Thompson, but the one you can see, I can almost kind of see why they might think that.
It's a Thompson, dude. That's pretty recognizable.
Yeah.
Are you close to the Kuda area? That's where my cousin is. No, I'm in kind of the central part of the state. I bought the 4.5-inch HD. There you go. Do you shoot USPSA, or do you just want a good gun to run? It is. It's a Thompson auto ordnance. Yep. Cool piece to have in a collection. Not a real competition gun, but it works for the range and a high cap home defense. Well, I guess when you say it's not a real competition gun, I would ask you what is, because keep in mind, I've seen people show up with Tauruses, PSAs, everything in between. So the real competition gun is the one you show up to and shoot. Friday P, your local stuff, I have a TP9S. Yeah, I didn't want to say it.
Did we once see a high point?
Huh?
Did we one time see a high point?
I don't recall. I know we saw one for PCC. Yeah, the high point carbine. So somebody running that. I love the P99 clone trigger, and the price is great for the gun. Yeah, I don't know, man. I've shot a few Canics, and they have great triggers. I can't argue that at all. They have great triggers, you know. Yes, it absolutely has infinity ammo, and it's full auto. So, you know, you never have to reload it. It's full auto. It's got plus 100 for damage, and then it gives you 50 points for prestige. You just got an M4. What kind of M4 did you get? Cool. Now that you say the gun, yeah. So he modeled them after the baby Nambu. It's kind of, I don't know if you get into firearm history or anything, but kind of a cool thing. What's the best budget option for someone starting out? So everybody's got a different budget. If you're like carry pistol, you know, maybe like a RXM, I would tell you to stay away from PSA, but that's just my experience with them. The best budget pistol, if you're starting out, the best way to get your first gun is to look for police trade-ins. Go online, you can find them. They're cheap. That's probably the way to get the most gun for the best money. My Cerakote was kind of shitty from factory though, and I know they cut corners for the piece to stay in the same, but it's still made. Yeah, ISO. So ISO, I don't know. Are you familiar with ISO? ISO says that we're going to do this process each way every time. We're going to use this inspection method. Blah 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 blah. It's all paper. It doesn't mean that the people are following it. It just says they are. Yeah, the P10C could be a good starter gun, you know, or a Hellcat Pro. I think though, if somebody actually wanted to get a good starter gun, that I maybe wouldn't tell them to start out with a comp, just because they're loud. They soften up the recoil, but they are loud. And a new gun is a new shooter, which means it'll be real easy to start flinching, and then you run into problems. So probably a full-size gun would be my recommendation too. Something soft shooting. Yeah, police trade-ins are definitely the way to go. You get a lot of gun. So police trade-in guns, they're used a lot, but they're never really fired. So they have duty use. They're carried. You know, they may have been drawn and pointed at somebody a million times, but they were never fired. You know, very, very few were fired or trained with. I mean, police service pistols, most of them don't get the use you think they do. A lot of target shooting guns, I see, if I'm correct. Yeah, competition guns. Holster wear only, pretty much, yeah. If you really do it right, when you look for them police trade-ins, the coolest ones to get are the ones that have always had the agencies engraved. Like I've seen some from Texas that'll have Texas State Patrol. I've seen Delaware. I've seen California. I've seen Massachusetts, if I said that right.
I don't even know how to pronounce it.
All that. Why do you hate CZ so much? Dude, I can't stand them. They're trash. Where's a good place to get police trade-ins? So look online. Like, Classic Firearms would probably be the first one to come to mind. Or Atlantic Firearms. Them would be the two to look for. Why is Glock 43 illegal in California? Everything's illegal in California. You're illegal in California. What's the one with the purple slide? That's a Ruger Mark IV 2245 Light. He's got 2 shadows, so I don't know why. I got 1 shadow. The ones with the orange grips aren't shadows. Yeah, it's not. Look up what AAP is. Everybody keeps saying that's AAP. Trips me out. You just sold your CZ Scorpion. Why'd you sell your Scorpion, dude? Soon, D-Dog. Soon. Honestly, as soon as I order a holster. The one from that Red Hill, I think. They weren't in stock last week when I tried to get it.
Oh, it looks just like an airsoft gun.
Yeah, it's a cone. What kind of 1911 is that? That's a Colt. What's your most modded gun?
I mean,
Probably, I don't, yeah. Depends on what you mean by modifications, like, you know, machine work, sights, triggers. You have to be more specific. Man says ZZ is trash, has 3. Dude, that ain't even all of them. I got a lot of CZs. I have a FAL, and they're awkward. There's not really that much of a difference between them. I'd love to say one's more accurate than the others, but the factory Ruger shoot. With the Volquarstern, you're buying name, you're buying a better bolt, you're getting an upgraded trigger and all that stuff. You know, everything that you buy from Volquarstern, you could build on a factory gun. Be it Volquarstern parts, be it Tandem Cross parts. There's, you know what I mean? Do you like carbine conversion units? You mean like the stock, the chassis systems to put your gun in? I don't have any. I don't see a reason to. That's a Den. The DWX is a Dan Wesson, yes, but it's not a 1911. I like Canic triggers. As far as the actual firearms, I mean, they work. I don't own one. I don't foresee myself buying any. Not because they're good or bad, just because there's nothing about it that says that gun can do something that something I already own can't. So, don't have a Shadow 2, but I do have an SPO1 CZ. Which SPO1 do you have? So I have the Tactical Out, and then I have the SPO1 Competition. The Tactical, it actually shoots better than the Competition as far as accuracy, but the trigger's atrocious. Up here in Alaska, you can buy a gun without showing an ID or background check. That's interesting. I thought federal background checks were federally mandated throughout the United States, but maybe not. Dream gun? I have a dream gun with a dream vehicle, and my dream gun would have to go with the dream vehicle, and that would be a deuce and a half with a quad anti-aircraft 50 mount. So 450 cals. That would be my dream setup. That's been like my dream ever since I was a little kid. You know. Alpha, I have a CZ Shadow 2 compact. It's good, and I have P10C. Do you like that P10C? I haven't been able to put hands on one yet, but it's definitely I think on my radar. I want to I want to compare it to the Shadow systems. The one with the safety, not tactical. So you got the manual, cocked and locked version. Is it the standard like 70? What is it? 75 CZ SPO1 B, I think is what it is. 450 gay. Okay, nice Mac. I want cheap full auto, large manufacturing upper FRT came out. Might be pointless. Yeah, kind of did in on some of the full auto market. Yeah, I agree. Fed sale or private sales don't require the Fed stuff, but he wasn't talking about a private sale. It kind of made it sound like it was right from a store. Humvee with minigun. There you go. Better than Glock. Not at a gun show. I heard it's illegal to not have a gun in Alaska. There's parts in Texas that are that way too. You're actually required. I don't know if it's enforceable, but P10C is really great. Eats any kind of ammo, no hiccups. There you go. Skateboard with cork gun. I'm gonna, like I said, that's on the radar. I don't know what I would use it for. See, this is weird because like the P10C interests me. The Canic, it doesn't really interest me. But I will say, the Canics I've shot have all had good triggers. You know, that's saying something, right? It is saying something. You can get one for $300. Yeah, they're not expensive. The TSOs are good. They're smooth shooting guns. The Shadow 2 is a little clunky, but it's a good shooting gun. It's accurate. It's got a great feel to it. You know, we don't shoot it very much because if I'm going to shoot the Shadow 2, I'm going to shoot the TSO 2, right? I pick that over the Shadow 2. And generally, if I'm going to shoot the TSO 2, then I'm just going to shoot my Checkmate. But I shoot the Tactical Sport Orange 2 really well. I shoot the gun well. I have 1 in 40 also, so them are all, the oranges out are both 9s, but I do have 1 in 40. Yeah, I think, like I said, I think we'll get one. I don't know exactly when. First time I go in a store and it's sitting there on the shelf is when I'll get one. I'm not going to order it. I always get kind of fucked in the ass when I order guns. They always stick it a little extra hard. I have 2 Checkmates. Did you mill the slide on the TSO? No, that's a dovetail mount. That's from Tony Systems. So we talked about getting it milled, and the fact that they're kind of desirable. So here you go. Since you have a TSO, I actually had a call last week from the shop I deal with. He wants to buy back all my oranges with a significant profit, which of course is illegal to sell guns back at profit. But no, there's a lot of people looking for them right now, and they're paying well over what you or I paid for ours, well over, to the point where, like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm almost thinking about it. I like them. Can you buy one? No, man. Just send me your address and I'll mail it to you. Quick trivia should be easy. What is the Rick Grimes gun? It's called Python. I'm about to have my TSO milled for an SRO. I would advise against it. Them guns have significantly went up in value, like very, very significantly. If you saw how much, you probably wouldn't consider that. You would probably just buy another gun. I'm not familiar with Texas laws, so somebody else would have to tell you that. I got a CZ custom optic mount for my TSO. Yeah, the CZ stuff is all good. We went with Tony Systems. I've used their stuff on a lot of other things, and they're good. However, that's the second dovetail mount we had. The first one, it wasn't machined quite right, so we had issues. The first one was trash. The second one was good. APO1, yeah, it's unfortunately it's not an airsoft gun. Yeah, that's what my son uses it for too, is limited optics. So it's a nice gun. It shoots well. I wish it had the gas pedal on the right side for me, and I wish that it had a fat safety on the right side. I originally bought that gun; it was going to be mine, and first time he shot it, he shoots it really well. So I ended up buying a Checkmate, and I gave him that. So, but gun's phenomenal. It's smooth. I mean, I know yours is too. They're butter smooth. Got a great trigger, great feel to them. They're balanced. They swing. They're fucking dead nuts accurate. I don't know about yours, but this last year we changed the barrel bushing in that one. We got 40,000 rounds, 30,000 rounds through it, and the barrel bushing got loose. So we changed it to the Cajun Gunworks 10X, and that tightened it right back up. And what we noticed is it was throwing a lot of flyers, and it was getting more consistently thrown flyers. The groups were opening up. We changed that bushing, and it shoots as good or better than it did new. Yeah, man, just realized, like, this is just a teaser. Which one's your favorite out right now? You know, or that I own? I like them all. That's why I own them all. They're all fun to shoot. They all do things that others don't. So right now it's set up. It's got the 44 Magnum barrel in there. I have the 50 AE, but we don't ever really use that. I would check out, even with the 3,000 rounds, I'd check out the Cajun Gunworks bushing. But take your gun, hold it firmly around the end of the gun, and make sure it's unloaded, right? Never look in the barrel, but just like push around on the barrel and see if there's any slop there at all. When we first got his, I mean, it was new. There was nothing there, and like I said last year, you could feel the movement. It was worn out. But that's the advantage to a bushing gun. To change a barrel bush is cheap. It's inexpensive. So it's better to wear out a barrel bushing than wear out a slide or a barrel. So that's why good guns, most of them have a barrel bushing. The bull barrels or the cone bull barrels, I mean, they last for a long time, but they do get loose. And when they get loose, you either have to change the barrel, or you change the slide, or you buy a new gun. That you own in general? I think my Barrett. My Barrett's probably one of my favorites. Yeah? Barrett's a lot of fun. Nobody can argue with the 50 cal. That's a fun gun to shoot. So if you guys haven't, man, you're still here, double tap that screen for me. I'd appreciate it. It shows a lot of support. It makes it worth sitting here. It's cool sitting and chatting with y'all. It's cool running into people that have the TSO. That's a cool gun to play with. I think the only bad thing I could say about any of the CZs is they have a short chamber to them. So, what's the best and safest method to permanently fix a muzzle device? To permanently fix, probably pin and welded would be the best. When they get loose, you trade them in for a newer model. Yeah, but then you still have to pay child support and alimony, So what you got to do is you trade them in for their younger sister. 'Cause then everybody may still hate you, but they can't really hate you. But Patriot, how are you doing, man? I imagine you're about ready to go to your second job. What's the small gun on the bottom? It's a North American Arms 22. What do you think about the Beretta 92 FS? I would like the Beretta 92 FSs more if they didn't have the transfer bar on the right side of the gun. For a left-handed shooter, them suck. Them suck balls. You can do a 14.5 AR pin and welded and not SBR. Yeah. Wait a couple months, then you'll be able to do an SBR. No big deal. Everybody will still hate you, but you still in the family. That's you know what I mean. They can't hate you too much. you know. And plus, it would be cool raising a kid, and you know they wouldn't know if, should we call you mom, should we call you auntie, should we just make it awkward for everybody? You know what I mean? Just go all awkward. Shadow, I appreciate you hanging out, man. Yeah, that's. I wish we got a little bit more, but take what we get. Mason, how are you doing, man? How's your day going? Can welding its circumference directly to the barrel damage the heat treatment? You're introducing a lot of heat to a heat treated surface. Basically, you'd be annealing it. That's if you wanted to weld it the whole barrel, you would have to do the whole circumference around the barrel, a full 365 degrees. I would tell you not to do that. I would tell you it's probably a bad idea. Pin and weld would be better. And if you have kids with both of them, your kids will both be siblings. Dude, it'd be like fucking an Alabama family reunion. That'd be fucking right as rain. That's like hot. My brother's my sister and my cousin. Oh God. Yeah, we're doing all right. I'm glad the week's over. It was hot. Only Uncle Daddy. That's fantastic. I called off for medical reasons. Hey man, you got that anal glaucoma going on. Your ass just couldn't see you going into work today. I am not the guy who would ever say, no, you shouldn't call in. Company gives you call-in days for a reason. You know? If everybody in the company didn't use call-in days, then they wouldn't give you call-in days. So you have to set the bar and set the standards and use them. Can I see the Beretta up close model? It's not actually a Beretta, it's a Gerson MC Deluxe. Gage, you want to zoom it in?
For
the Gerson. He'll zoom it in a little bit, but we're not going to move the camera and pick it up and shit. 9mm throat punch, what's going on, man? How are you doing? Appreciate you stopping in. Of course, like I've been saying all along, man, you guys be sure to double tap that screen. You can make Patriot a mod right away, too. I always forget. So, but yeah, what do you guys got going on for the weekend? Anybody got anything cool going on? Did you zoom that in?
yeah, I did.
I wasn't even looking. My bad.
I don't know if the TV's even caught up yet though.
I wonder if it is.
No.
Oh, it's way behind. Galil Ace. I don't have a Galil Ace. I used to have an original Galil though. That was a pretty cool gun. It didn't like steel cased ammunition, so I got rid of it. Yeah, man, checkmates are cool. You know, honestly, what I wanted more than the checkmate, I wanted the Parrot, and I couldn't get the Parrot when I bought the first one. I tried hard getting it the second when I bought the second one, and I could only get the Parrots with the single barrel. I wanted both barrels. It's not a clone. It's a Thompson, it's an auto ordnance Thompson. So, I want to make a Beretta into a Samurai Edge from Resident Evil. I am not sure what that is. Gage, you want to pull it up? Find me a picture of that.
Okay.
SPAS 12. No, I'm not a fan of SPAS 12s. I mean, they look cool in movies, but they're kind of a shitty gun. Yeah, we do. We shoot USPSA, we shoot IDPA, do a little bit of PCSL, Steel Challenge. Sunday is Steel Challenge. Is there a major ammo shortage coming? I have no idea. I mean, there could be. I mean, kind of the way things go, but. So that's the reason I have the checkmates is for open division, shoot 9mm major. Well, that would be kind of cool. What about them turkey guns? I have a 9mm. I have the one turkey gun. And honestly, I bought it just because it was shiny. It was like an ADHD moment. I bought it intending to give it as a gift to my oldest, and he ended up not wanting it. He didn't know I had it, but he asked for a different gun. So rather than telling him I had it, I kept it for myself. I actually had a reason. I was in serious pain yesterday. It's much better today, but I decided to take my second day option. Yeah, if you're hurting, man, stay home. There's a lot of times you call in a day because you're hurting, and you go back to work, and it you just end up in a cycle where it doesn't really get enough time to heal. So again, I wouldn't tell you not to use your time. My wife, she's always late to work, but she always goes. I don't know how she can keep jobs or keep shit going when she's always late, but she's never on time. Which really sucked, years ago, because she's never on time for anything. It was always in a panic, she's late. But, when in doubt, whip it out. Super safety on the Thompson would be badass. So the super safety wouldn't work. The Thompson trigger mechanism is a little different. The full auto version is just simple, but the way they fuck with it to make it semi-auto and closed bolt is kind of messed up. Plus 45 is expensive. It's expensive to shoot. I do not have a 5.7. The only thing I have chambered in 5.7 is the PS90. Well, if you don't feel safe, you can always leave. Nobody's forcing you to stay. Ever came across any Lugers? Yeah, actually, other than gun shows, there was one at a pawn shop here in town, and I liked it. I really wanted to buy it, but it was way overpriced. Yeah, you can't leave just yet. Yeah, we got you now. So tell me, Kimmo, are your parents wealthy? How much do they love you? Are iron sights underrated? Yeah, I've been shooting iron sights for a long time. So, on a carry gun especially, iron sights are the way to go. What caliber is the Desert Eagle? That one's got a 44 Magnum barrel and it's got a 50 AE barrel. Figures, but hey, it's a piece of history. Yeah, even as a piece of history, it was a little overpriced. I could buy one much nicer offline and have a better gun. So, as much as I wanted it, because it was there in person, and we went back several times over several months, and I don't know, Mr. Frugal told me, how you feel about Springfield Firearms? I have their XDMs, 9mm, 10mm, I want a St. pistol. Springfield makes good guns. I mean, I can't say anything bad about them. I've owned a couple XDMs over the years. They were okay. Little chunky, but they were okay. Show my Glock. It's not that type of show, man. You can't just go around whipping it out. Oh wait, that was the whole purpose of the live, whipping it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there it is, man, on the table. Everybody likes big black Glocks. So, always wanted a 50 AE. They're a little, I don't know. It's cool to check off the list of you have it, but realistically, the 44 Magnum Desert Eagle is a little more fun to shoot. And it's, with the right ammunition, it's still a handful, but it's, I don't know. You can shoot it more. It's more enjoyable. They're a heavy, awkward gun as it is, so nobody wants to have to save up for a box of ammunition. That's kind of lame. That's kind of lame for sure. It held up great. The 450 SMC I used was 165 grain, 1,500 feet per second. Yeah, that's definitely a healthy cartridge. Drippy mod, are you confused? Did you come here to get set on the path? True, but they go bang every time. Yeah, they do. Like I said, they were I don't know, kind of fit a niche. You know, they trying to be a Glock, but they're not a Glock. You know, I didn't like the loaded chamber indicators they had, or their cocked chambers, or the cocked indicator. Wasn't a fan of them. A lot of people, some people really like them. Some people, they fit their hands, but I knew what you meant, the Nosler. Drippy, yeah, they're real, man. Peace, bro. I'm a new sub. Seems like you know your stuff. Yeah, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you subbing and hanging out. Be sure to check out the videos. Or not. You don't have to. Mine was a mod 2. I missed the grip zone. Cock eater. Yep. Cock eater. What's a gun you don't have anymore that you wish you would have held on? Honestly, this may seem stupid, but it was a band era Wasser 3. So it was a SAR 3. It was a 223 version of an AK. I wish I hung on to it. That was, to this day, that was one of my most, I don't even know how to say it, funnest but enjoyable rifles. A 223 chambered AK-47 or AKM is a lot of fun to shoot. Wasn't that expensive or anything, but during the Obama gun shit, I got rid of it. Holy fuck, is that behind? I have a Subnose 44 mag. I wish I still had. Yeah, they're fun to shoot. So I had, like, as far as 44 Magnum, I had a Ruger Vaquero too. That was in 44, just cowboy action, single action firearm. That was a lot of fun to shoot. Kind of wish I still had that too. Do you have any AKs now? Yeah, I have a bunch of them actually. Well, not a bunch. I mean, we've got 4. I think we got 4 of them.
4 or 5.
Get the Burrell. No. I'm not gonna get the Burrell. Personally, I'm still kicking myself for selling my AES 10B that I picked up new. The AES 10B, that was the RPK, right? I had a band era Chinese SKS and a Remington 673. There you go. I had one of the first guns I bought as an adult was a Romanian SKS. For whatever reason, I kind of wish I had that too. Yeah, with the heavy barrel. I have a couple of them, RPKs. FE, do you mess with 410s much? No, I don't. I have one. I think it's in the garage, honestly. It's one of the Derringer 45 long bolt or 410s. I've never even shot it. My mom, I bought it, took it out there, and she took it from me for rats, in the barn. And after she passed away, obviously, I got my guns back that she took from me, and it's been sitting out in the garage since. The Taurus Judge, I've fired a few. If you want something like recoils, it kind of fit that niche, but you know, you're throwing little BBs at something. It doesn't do a lot of damage. You know, not like somebody would get rid. You got rid of a Chinese AK? Nope, I got my Chinese AK. I got a Prochin. There's shorts with it, but I got rid of a Romanian SKS, and I got rid of that SAR 3. Got rid of a shitload of SAR 1s, Wasser 10s, all that shit. But the SAR 3 was one I wish I kept. Gotta get back to work. I always enjoy your lives. You're pretty knowledgeable and have a great collection. I appreciate it, Michael. Appreciate you stopping in and hanging out and kicking it. That's good stuff. So, but yeah, this is the life. I think we'll probably do like a 5-minute countdown here. It's pretty much kind of supper time. I'm hungry. What's your shit hits the fan loadout? You know, people ask that, and I don't really know. You know, I don't have one plan for everything because you don't know what it would be. You know, a shit hits the fan, that could be a natural disaster, right? That could be a hurricane if you're down south, an earthquake, fires. It could be floods. It could be. I mean, I'm within, I think, 60 miles of a nuclear power plant, maybe a little over. You know.
Still in the danger zone though.
We're still in the danger zone, so it depends on, like, shit hits the fan type thing, you know, even the end of the world type thing, you know, it kind of depends on what would happen, you know, or how the scenario would play, because some situations would kind of dictate that you're going to be on foot moving with masses of people, so you're not going to be strapping around a Barrett, you know, you're going to need something small and concealable. In other situations, you may be rocking, you know, an AR or something, right? I've been looking for a decent 410 for rats. They want stupid money for the 870s and 410, so I ended up buying a Mossberg 500. There you go. That'll get done. Douglas the Magician, how are you doing? How do you like the Ruger 1022? It was jamming on me. I don't know what 22 semi-rifle to buy. I like Ruger 1022s. Keep in mind though, on a semi-automatic 22 especially, use good ammunition. I've always had great luck with CCI mini mags, CCI standard velocity ammunition, and I always look for 40 grain ammunition. 40 grain ammunition, 22 ammunition generally runs a little better than the lighter stuff. So that would be where I told you to start with. I'm gonna fix the camera.
Yeah.
Fuck it, knocked it. Buffalo Bore, the Buffalo Bore ammunition.
Actually, it looks like it's still fine. Looks pretty much like how it was up there, even maybe a little better.
Steven, the bolt kept trying to jam the round to the right of the chamber. I don't know. I mean, it could be something mechanically wrong. Sometimes a lot of malfunctions, especially with 1022s, happen from a poorly tuned 1022 rotary box magazine. So there's ways to adjust the tension on them. Take them apart, clean them, and adjust the tension. A lot of times when I've seen malfunctions with 1022s, it's usually due to a buildup of carbon on the bolt face. So that would be the first thing I would look at, is the bolt face. And it's hard to see, but go around the circumference of it with a bolt. Make sure you get under the extractor. So let's see. What do you think of the Ruger Security 9? I've never handled the Security 9, so I'd be lying if I gave an opinion, except I've never handled one, I've never shot one. Ruger makes good firearms, generally. You know, every company can have issues. Every once in a while there's a lemon. You know, it happens. my experience, Ruger's always been a decent manufacturer. I think the Security 9 comes in at a pretty decent price point for a lot of people. So, with that, that's our 5 minutes. If you guys haven't, do me a solid. Double tap that screen real quick before we shut this off. Any of you guys that jumped in here, it was nice to meet you. I hope to see you again. I would like to check each one of your guys' channels out. I'll sub in return. But go to my channel, go to a short, let me know you were here in the live, and then I'll come to your channel. And we continue conversations on your channel. So with that, just remember, when in doubt,